Hi YouTube, and this is JTrain997, and I'm back this time with my review of the Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Stealth Tech Turtles. Now, of course, I'm reviewing all four at once because, let's be honest, if you want one, you want them all, and we might as well go ahead and knock them all out. Now, I was really surprised to find these guys. We had just gotten the ooze throwing, ooze chucking, whatever they called it, those version of the Turtles. And I knew Cockroach, Terminator, and Rat King were coming out. I didn't know they were shipping with a whole nother set of turtle figures, though. So I was really surprised to find these guys in stores. And on the back of Rat King and Cockroach Terminator's card, they aren't pictured, but on the back of their own cards, they are, obviously. Now, I'm not going to waste too much time reading each one. Zoom in right there. If you like, you can pause it and read it yourself. None of them say all that much about it. And of course, last but not least, Michelangelo. They've all got kind of a zip line gimmick. So, other than that though, they all come with their own kind of unique action gear, which we'll be getting to. So that being said, not too much to say about the packaging, let's open them up. And here we have all four of the Stealth Tech Turtles out of the packaging. Now, before we go on to each turtle, each one does come on with a little zip line. It's got two hooks on either end, this little clip in the center. And it's very reminiscent of the G.I. Joe Retaliation zip lines. Hook one end on this, the other on that. And I'm not even sure if there's a good place to have them clip on. I would assume it's more about having the turtles hold the rope or something like that, but there's not a clear place for a zip line on any of these guys, I would think. Or, I guess you could always feed it through their straps, but that wouldn't work too well. Either way, the stupid little action gimmick is not what I bought the figures for. Now, I really love the design of all these guys. It's definitely really interesting and different. I'm loving how they've all got a set of night vision goggles. Now, let's go on to Leo first, who is over here. Now, he got his little crossbow, which there's no real launching to it, but the arrow does come out like that. Strange they didn't find some way to work the zip line feature into that. All the turtles' night vision goggles are, well, yeah, they're permanently attached. Go up and down just fine. And they're all a little bit different, which is really nice. Leo, of course, got his zipline accessory, his crossbow, his backpack, well, his sheaths with both of his katana, which are very nice. They got a little bit of chipping and notching, a little serrated edge, excuse me, I can't talk today, back here. And you know, if you wanted to, they would fit in his hands just fine. Hands are a little bit tight on this figure, but that's actually a good thing. It means they aren't going to wear down over time. So, as far as his articulation, of course he has the ball-jointed shoulder. Well, elbow is, of course, ball-jointed as well. Just not the sheaths off of his back. Elbow also spins. No wrist movement. I'm just knocking the crap off of this guy. I mean, it's ridiculous. No wrist movement at all. Legs, of course, also on a ball joint. Go out. Knee joint down here. Bends and spins. No ankle movement. So, well, I believe that's about the standard for what the original Turtles got, so it's nice to see another, variation of the Turtles getting as much love as the first ones. Because those ooze-chucking Turtles were very under-articulated. But, getting Leo fixed up here, and let's move on to the next turtle, which is going to be Raph. Now, I wasn't quite sure what this was when I first saw it in the packaging. It does say on the back this is a battering ram. Kind of a very futuristic looking battering ram if you ask me, but definitely nice. Now I really love the fact that he can hold it with both hands, because it's little things like that toy lines usually, oh look, they can hold it with both hands, and then it's just an absolute pain and you end up not being able to with a figure and it really lets you down. There's a lot of nice poses you can get him in with both hands on this thing, and one-handed it works either way. It's very nice. So on the back here you can see that they do also have weapon storage for him. And I really love that they work that in. It's not just like, oh, here's some extra accessories that you're going to throw in a drawer and lose. Of course, same flat black. Pretty much the original size he got, just reissue, which I don't have a problem with. He's got this extra piece on his back. Not 100% sure what this thing is supposed to be, but oh well. His night vision goggles, once again, permanently attached, but up and down just fine. Really surprised those aren't more fragile. So I'm happy about that. His articulation's the exact same as Leo, so no point in going over it again. And that being said, let's move on to the next one, which is Mikey. Now, This is where I really realized that the Stealth Tech Turtles were basically a SWAT team of turtles, because his stealth accessory is a loudspeaker. When I first saw it in the packaging, I thought this was just some sort of like listening device, but no, it goes into, on the back it calls it like a voice amplification device or something, basically a loudspeaker. So I don't see why you would give the silliest, honestly kind of craziest turtle on the team a loudspeaker, but oh well. It is a nice enough accessory, but it does have this hard plastic rope on it that's supposed to plug in right here, and it limits a lot of the poses you can do with this because it doesn't have a whole lot of give. But still a nice little accessory. Once again, a lot of nice detail that didn't get paint. Now Mikey did come a little bit scuffed out of the packaging, as you can see there. Some of the paint's kind of scraped off of him. So you might want to double check yours in the packaging if that's a big deal. Once again, his goggles. He's got a little headset on his, which I really like. Kind of clips his lip going up, but nothing too bad. Same weapon storage for his nunchaku on the back here. And once again, same articulation, so no point in going over it again. And let's move on to the final turtle, which is, of course, Donatello. Now, Donatello doesn't come with a whole lot of stuff that he can hold. He comes with this kind of... It looks almost like a bomb disarming robot, but it's a little surveillance robot. It's got articulation in the camera up here. It's on a little ball joint. And also, this little mount spins. And again, a lot of nice unpainted detail. And he also comes with, where did I put it? This thing. Got a level, you guys. Don't know what this is supposed to do. I can't really see any way it works with a zip line. I don't see any way with it connecting to the robot. I just don't know what this is. And I trashed the packaging, so I can't go back and read it, so who knows. But one of you guys can tell me if you want. Of course, same weapon storage. Once again, this is just the original weapon, painted black for the stealth scheme. I do like how each one of them kind of varies up the way they have their gear on. It is pretty much the same gear, you know, coil of rope, little shell phone, you know, different stuff like that. And once again, goggles are very nice on him. I think it's a little nice little touch. They didn't just cheap out on the goggles and say, oh, we're going to give each turtle the same one. So even though I don't know what this exactly is for, it's still a great accessory. And let's move on to a final thoughts on the set. So at the time of making this video, I found the Stealth Tech Turtles in both of my local Toys R Us's, along with Rat King and Cockroach Terminator, which I've also done reviews of. Now, if you these are definitely really interesting turtles. I'm glad they didn't do the same thing the ooze chucking ones did and just sacrifice all the articulation for a stupid gimmick. I think each one of these is really interesting. They've all got their own little quirks, and again, at the end of the day, the main reason I'm buying these is because it has so much of a nostalgia factor for me. Back when I was a kid buying the old school Turtles figures, and I bought the monster rendition and the cowboy rendition, and just so many different ones. So I can see why, to a person who has no attachment to the Turtles, these figures aren't that amazing. But to me, a nostalgic collector, at $8.99 a piece, these are must-owns. And that being said, this is JTrain997, and I'll see you soon, YouTube.